Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to legally set up a company in a place like Vanuatu, and because of that misunderstanding, they either never start at all, or they rush into expensive mistakes that could have been avoided in the first few steps. Now imagine this. Michael, a 38-year-old freelance consultant from California, has been working online for years. He's built a steady income, he has international clients, and on paper, things look good. But there's a problem that keeps bothering him late at night. Taxes are getting more complicated every year. Paperwork keeps piling up, and he keeps hearing other entrepreneurs talk about international company structures and offshore business registration. One night, while scrolling through his laptop after work, he typed something simple into a search bar. How to register an LLC in Vanuatu. He doesn't even know what he's really looking for yet. He just knows he wants simplicity, privacy, and a legal structure that doesn't feel like it's constantly working against him. And that's where this story begins. Because Vanuatu is one of those places that gets mentioned in online business circles, but almost never properly explained. Some people think it's only for large corporations. Others assume it's illegal or too complicated. And some believe it's a loophole for avoiding responsibilities entirely. But here's where things get interesting. The reality is far more structured, far more legal, and far more procedural than most people expect. And if you understand how it actually works, you start to see why entrepreneurs like Michael even consider it in the first place. So let's break this down step by step in a way that makes sense even if you've never registered a company in your life. Because by the end of this you won't just understand how Vanuatu company formation works. You'll understand whether it even fits into your long-term strategy, and what most people get wrong before they ever begin. Now, before Michael makes any decisions, he hits his first wall. Confusion. He starts reading conflicting information online. One website says it takes days. Another says weeks. One source talks about tax advantages. Another warns about compliance obligations. And suddenly, what seemed like a simple idea turns into a maze of uncertainty. And this is the first real problem most people face. They assume offshore company registration is a single action. But it's not. It's a structured legal process involving documentation, compliance checks, jurisdiction rules, and financial planning. And Vanuatu is no exception. But here's the insight that changes everything for Michael. He realizes he doesn't need to understand everything at once. He just needs to understand the system. So let's walk through that system in a clear, practical way. In Vanuatu, what people commonly call an LACE is typically structured as an international company or similar corporate entity, depending on the legal classification used by local regulators. The purpose is not just to create a business on paper, but to establish a legally recognized company under Vanuatu's corporate framework. And that distinction matters more than people think. Because when you hear register an LLC, it sounds casual. But in reality, you are entering a regulated jurisdiction with its own corporate laws, reporting requirements, and approved service providers. And this is where many beginners make their first mistake. They focus on the name of the structure, instead of the function of the structure. But here's the problem. If you don't understand what your company is supposed to do, you can't choose the right structure for it. So Michael pauses and asks a better question. Not, how do I register it, but why would I need it in the first place? And that's when the real clarity begins to form. People typically consider jurisdictions like Vanuatu for a few core reasons. Some are looking for international business expansion. Others want simplified corporate administration. Some are seeking diversification of business presence outside their home country. And some are building holding structures for global operations. But none of these reasons matter if you don't align them with your actual business activity. So let's move into the actual process, step by step, but in a way that feels real and practical, not theoretical. The first stage is choosing a registered agent. And this is where things immediately become more structured than most people expect. In Vanuatu, you don't simply go online and file documents directly like you might in some countries. Instead, company formation is typically handled through licensed agents or corporate service providers who are authorized to register entities on your behalf. Michael finds this surprising. He thought he would just fill out a form and be done. But instead, He's now dealing with intermediaries, compliance requirements, and verification steps. And here's where it gets interesting. This structure actually exists for a reason. It ensures that companies being formed meet regulatory standards, and that the jurisdiction maintains legitimacy in international business frameworks. So while it feels like an extra step, it's actually part of the protection system. Now Michael moves to the next stage. Document preparation. And this is where attention to detail becomes critical. Typically, you are required to provide identification documents, proof of address, and basic information about the company structure. This includes things like company name, intended business activity, and ownership details. But here's where most people underestimate the process. They rush through documentation. And that small mistake can delay everything. Because in regulated environments, incomplete or inconsistent documentation doesn't just slow things down. It can trigger compliance reviews or rejection. So Michael slows down and starts treating this like a legal process, not a formality. And that shift alone changes his results. But there's one detail most people miss at this stage. The company name itself. It sounds simple, but in practice, it matters more than expected. Names must typically comply with local naming conventions, and must not conflict with existing registered entities. Certain restricted words may also require approval. So even creativity has limits here. And this is where frustration can start to build for beginners. But Michael pushes through. Now comes the incorporation phase. This is the stage where the registered agent submits your application to the relevant authority in Vanuatu for approval. Once approved, the company is officially incorporated, and you receive your incorporation documents. On the surface, this sounds like the finish line. But it's not. Because incorporation is just the beginning of legal existence. What happens next determines whether your company is actually usable in real business operations. And this is where many people get caught off guard. After incorporation, you typically receive documents like a certificate of incorporation, company constitution, and shareholder records. These are essential for opening bank accounts, entering contracts, and conducting international transactions. But here's the next challenge Michael didn't expect. Banking. Because forming a company is one thing. Making it operational in the global financial system is another. And banking requirements have become significantly more strict worldwide over the past decade. Banks require due diligence, background checks, and clear business activity explanations before they allow corporate accounts. So Michael now faces a new question. How does his Vanuatu company actually function in the real world? And this is where strategy becomes more important than registration. Because without a clear operational plan, the company exists only on paper. So let's break this down further. Once your company is registered, you need to define how it will operate. That includes your client structure, payment flow, compliance obligations, and reporting expectations. Even in jurisdictions known for simplified structures, basic corporate governance still applies. And here's the key insight. The jurisdiction does not remove responsibility. It changes the framework of responsibility. That distinction is critical. Now Michael starts to see the bigger picture. This isn't about shortcuts. It's about structure. But there's still another layer most people don't consider. Tax residency and legal obligations in your home country. Even if you register a company in Vanuatu, your personal tax obligations may still depend on where you live and where your income is generated. This is why professional guidance is often used when structuring international businesses. And this is where things can go very wrong if people assume registration equals exemption. It doesn't. What it does is create a separate legal entity in a different jurisdiction, which must be managed properly and transparently. So Michael adjusts his expectations again. And this is the identity shift happening in real time. He's no longer thinking like someone looking for a shortcut. He's thinking like someone building a compliant international structure. Now let's bring everything together. The full process of registering a company in Vanuatu typically involves choosing a registered agent, preparing documentation, selecting a compliant company name, submitting incorporation applications, receiving approval documents, and then setting up operational systems like banking and compliance frameworks. And while that sounds straightforward when laid out like this, each step requires careful attention to detail. But here's the final insight that changes everything for Michael. The real value isn't in the registration itself. It's in the structure it allows you to build afterward. Because once a company exists legally, it can become part of a larger global strategy, whether that involves international clients, asset structuring, or cross-border operations. And that's why people don't just ask, how do I register a company in Vanuatu? They ask what it enables them to do, long-term. So Michael takes a step back. And instead of rushing forward, he starts planning properly. Because now he understands something most beginners never realize. The registration is not the destination. It's the foundation. And if the foundation is strong, everything built on top of it becomes more stable, more scalable, and more intentional. So as we wrap up this guide, here's the full picture. Vanuatu company registration is a structured legal process involving authorized agents, documentation, compliance checks, and post-incorporation setup. It is not a loophole, and it is not a shortcut. It is a jurisdictional framework that, when used correctly, supports international business activity. And if you approach it with clarity instead of confusion, it becomes far less intimidating and far more strategic. Michael didn't just learn how to register a company. He learned how to think differently about global business structure. And that shift is what ultimately matters most. If you found this guide helpful and want more breakdowns of global business structures, international company formation, and step-by-step strategies that make complex systems simple, make sure to subscribe to the channel.